Yo, what's up? What's happening, people? Welcome again to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your boy, IFBB PRO, and today we're going to be talking about, again, I'll be honest with you, this is a salacious title. It isn't literally actually going to be about that kind of whatever you think it's going to be. Like, I put the word there, but it's not really what this is about. It's metaphor. I'm connecting something. I'm trying to explain something or simplify it for you guys. So that's something that I want y'all to pay attention to in terms of like the title, right? It's not going to be as explicit as you think, but it's going to make sense. So stick around if you need some motivation today. You actually need to hear something about what we have to talk about today on the Meathead on the Mic podcast. Again, if you are new here, you can drop comments and questions at the beginning of this live stream, and at the end, I'll do my very best to answer all of them. Again, let's dive into this episode very shortly, and also I've got something to say to you at the end here. All right. So when you do join, let me know how your day is going. You know what time it is. Yo, Duke, what's cracking? W influencer Carson, what's up? Yo, Lizzie, I appreciate you. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to be breaking it down today. I don't have much time. I got to crush my legs after this, so we're going to break it down. All right. So without wasting any time, we'll be getting into it in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, meatheads? Hope you're having an amazing day, and welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your returning champion, IFBB PRO, coming at you with another topic today. All right. And as you read by the title, today I'll be breaking down something super common. All right. And it's not literally going to be about masturbation. No, it's not, because we're not going to do that here. We're not going to actually talk about that. That's far left. We're not talking about that. What we're talking about today is the way that mental masturbation is ruining your life, is ruining your success, and ruining your fat loss journey. Okay. And if you don't know what I mean by mental masturbation, stick around, and I'm going to do my very best to explain it to you. And you might be surprised that you are doing this or you're not doing this, which is good if you're not doing it, but you might be surprised if you are doing it. And of course, we're going to talk about how to pick those signs out, and of course, how to change your frame of mind so that you aren't holding yourself back based off of the way that you think. Okay. And no, as I said, for those of you just tuning in, it's just a metaphor. It's not what you think it is. Just bear with me. Okay. It got your attention. It's the reason why you're listening to this. All right. Let's put that behind us. Okay. But before we dive in, please share this. Please invite 1 or 2 people that you know might need to hear this message today. All right. So don't be a hog. Don't just, hear an awesome podcast and not share it out to a friend. Share it out to a friend. Okay. Someone that you know needs to hear this message. All right. So let's break it down. Let's get into this one. And the way we're going to start this one is this. I thought of it and made me laugh, but it's true when we're talking about mental masturbation. You masturbate more than a teen who discovered Pornhub for the first time. And no, I'm not actually talking about playing, tether with your nether regions. I'm talking about mental masturbation. That dopamine hit you get when you talk about, how you're going to lose 50 pounds this year, right? Like, you're going to lose 50 pounds this year, so on and so forth. That's what you're going to tell everybody, like, oh, this, that, the other thing. Like, you feel good when you, I guess, preach about what you want to do or what you're aiming to do, right? Like, you're aiming for that. So it feels good to talk about it. Or you get that dopamine rush when you talk about how you're going to turn pro this year. This is for a lot of you athletes. Okay, a lot of you competitors, a lot of you athletes that are either competing for the very first time, or you want to compete again. You've been competing and you've been aiming to get your pro card, and you think this is the year, and you've been putting in the work, but like you talk about it, and when you talk about it, it feels good. Like, you get a little bit of like acknowledgement, like almost like a kick in the ass in the right direction. You're like, oh yeah, people, they can see me working. I'm talking about it, and it makes me feel good when I talk about it. Do you know what I mean? That's what I mean by mental masturbation here. Okay. And I'm also talking about that dopamine rush you get when you talk about, and this is literally for most of the men that are listening to this that didn't put their fucking foot in last year and make the changes that they need to make in order to lose the weight that they wanted to lose, the man boobs, in order to lose, the love handles. This is specifically to you guys. Okay. When you talk about how you're going to lose 50 pounds this year, 30 pounds this year, I'm going to lose the man boobs, I'm going to lose this, I'm going to change. And then when you tell people, it's like, fuck, like, this guy's waking up, and he's talking about, or she's talking about all the changes that they want to make. But when shit hits the fan, nothing happens. And it's the reason why since COVID, pandemic, whatever, lockdown 2020, you haven't changed. And if you did change, you added 5 more pounds onto your physique because you just didn't go to the gym, you couldn't keep up with nutrition, whatever it was. Right? That's the main reason why you're stuck in your position, because you love to mentally masturbate. You love to talk about shit and not fucking do it. And I'm guilty of this, definitely. And we're going to be talking about that in a little bit. And it's also why I'm super secretive about my competitions. Like when I go to compete, when I get ready to do shows, it's the reason why I don't tell anybody until I'm pretty much going to do the show. Like, yes, there's that evil eye thing if you're into superstition, but outside of that, I personally get too fucking hyped when people are like, "Yo, Matt, like, you're crushing it, you're looking great, da 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 da. Your next show, you're gonna, blow them all out the water and all that shit." And there's been a time where I used to like just open my mouth and just talk and talk and talk and say, "This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do." And then I go there and I fucking bomb the show and I don't deliver on my promise and I feel embarrassed and I feel like an imposter and I feel like I should have just shut the fuck up in the first place. Like there's been times like that, and that's the picture perfect example of what mental masturbation is. And I don't want you guys to make that mistake, because you will start to doubt yourself more the more you do that and the more you fail. Because failing is inevitable, right? Like, shit, you wanted to win, but you didn't win. That's cool. But going to tell everybody that you're going to win and then you come back and lose, that fucking hurts. That's what makes failure a lot worse, right? So I want you guys and girls to steer away from that mindset of like always, you know, I guess talking about shit before you fucking do it. Even as you're doing it, even as you're putting in the work, don't fucking talk about it, because that encouragement that you get, that dopamine rush that you'll feel, isn't as beneficial as you think it is. It's part of the reason why you will feel okay with slowing down, believe it or not. And that comes from personal experience, right? You keep stroking your ego and mentally edging yourself without fucking creating results. And that's why you're stuck in the position that you're in. And I'm sorry, it's some tough love, but you need to hear this. It feels good to tell others what your plans are. I get it. I did the same thing. It feels good to get a pat on the back for shit you didn't work for, shit that's not completed yet. Like people see you and you're like, "Oh, I feel seen. Like that's sick. Like look at me," right? And then you start to get on your own hype train. Like that, it feels good. I won't lie. I'm not telling you, you're crazy for liking it. We're human beings, and these are the type of interactions that we like. It's literally the most important, I would say, the core aspect of social media is that getting hyped up, right? It hypes you up, and I know this, because I've done this like firsthand experience. Like I too opened my big fat mouth and said shit, and it made my heart race a little bit faster, because people are seeing me as like, "Oh, this guy's doing it. Oh, he's fucking," and you're just building up that hype and that momentum, or at least false sense of momentum, by getting a quick little dopamine boost for opening my mouth when I didn't actually do anything yet, which is the worst thing. I know the rush you get when people go, "Wow, really? You're gonna lose 50 pounds this year?" Or "Wow, really? You're gonna turn pro this year? Like you're working for that? Oh, that's fucking sick. That sounds amazing." I know how that feels. I know that rush that you get, and you're like, "Bro, like I'm on top of the world. Like I'm on my hype train, and I'm so motivated and things of that sort." But then when things happen, and I'm telling you, they fucking will, because this is life and shit happens. When things happen, when shit happens, and you don't deliver on what you were talking so much about, you're gonna feel so fucking small that like you're gonna beat yourself up into a point of never wanting to try ever again. And I got very close to that point. And that's why I'm sharing with you guys and girls today not to fucking do that, not to do this mental masturbation shit where you're just massaging your ego with the assistance of other people, basically giving you bum slaps for shit you never did yet. High fives for fucking shit you never worked yet, right? Like you got to stop doing these things. Especially, I mean, we're in December, right? Now more than ever, I hear the most absolute fucking mental masturbation. It's ridiculous. And I understand why. Because you didn't do the shit you wanted to do last year. So this year you want to prove to everyone and say, "I'm going to fucking, 2023 my year. This summer I'm going to be in line. I'm going to be in shape." So on and so forth. But for those of you that aren't actually fucking doing anything, it's just noise. Information without implementation is just noise. You're giving me information, telling me what you want to do, telling me how good it's going to be when you do it, but you're not implementing anything. So you're going to end up like the way you were the year before, and the year before that, and the year before that, a fucking embarrassment. And it's not that I'm telling you you're an embarrassment. You believe you're an embarrassment because you can't fulfill your own words. Instead, you should shut the fuck up, get the work done, and let the actions do the talking. As harsh as that sounds, it's facts. And I'm telling you with personal experience. I'm not on a fucking pedestal just because I'm an IFBB pro and I'm telling you, "Oh, this is how you should." No, I've fucking made this mistake a billion times, and sometimes I still make it. Keep your mouth fucking shut. Do the work. It sucks. It sucks when, they're all like, "Oh, you have so much potential and, that sounds amazing. What a great plan." And you don't follow through. You feel embarrassed. You won't be able to trust yourself the next time you say, "I'm going to fucking do something." Because the last time you said that, what the fuck happened? So be careful with your mouth. Be careful. Bite your tongue. Just more than you have to. Don't give out as much information as you feel like you need to, because you're doing that out of excitement. Okay? You'll feel like an imposter and you'll want to hide from every single person that you are mouthing up a storm to. And that's not the way to live. Like you deserve the right to be proud of both your losses and your wins. But you strip yourself away from that the moment you start talking before shit's fucking done. Does that make sense? If that makes sense to you, just nod your head silently if you're listening to this on the record, on the record. What the fuck did I just say? On the replay. Right? And that's not it, bro. That's just not it. That's not the way, right? Actions will always speak louder than words. And that's such an underestimated statement, like an underrated statement, I would say. Actions speak louder than words is an underrated statement, but it's so fucking important to truly understand. Because instead of practicing mental masturbation for fucking cheap dopamine, cheap high fives, and free bum slaps for shit you haven't done yet, which is not going to make you feel better anyway, like only for 3 seconds, like you actually get the release of success when you do the things that you said you would do. And even better, if you didn't even talk about it. So let me give you a little bit of an example. We're going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here that's sort of related to what I'm talking about. The year that I turned pro, it's literally just over a year, last year, November. Leading up to that show, I would take my pictures, my progress pictures, and I'd post them, but I wouldn't really say much. I would say, people already know I'm going to be competing because I compete at the same show every year. So I'd just say X weeks out, or just 3 or 4 words under the picture, like just game on. And this is for people that, are active on social media. You can definitely take what I'm saying and apply it to, like, say your workspace life, like maybe your coworkers, you talk to them, and that's how you're social. I'm just giving you guys and girls a social media example. So I'd take my pictures weeks and weeks and weeks behind and post them late on purpose so that people would think that I looked like that on that day when really those are 2 weeks old. And that's so that I could protect what I knew about myself and how I was going to perform and how I was going to deliver. So I'm not doing this to get, this like adoration from other people, like in real time. I'm showing them this is what you should anticipate somewhat. I mean, that's just me being vocal, right? I'm just sharing my journey. But I'm not saying this is what I look like today. I'm gonna fucking smoke everybody out the water and I'm coming to turn pro. No, I just did the work and posted the pictures. The people were the one who said, "Oh fuck, you're gonna turn pro." This, that, and the other thing. Matt, you look amazing. This, that, and the other. And I'm just like, okay, thanks. Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks. And not to say that I'm not grateful. I am grateful, but I don't like the thing with me that I think helped a lot leading up to my success, especially turning pro, was not letting any of those compliments get to my head. Because the moment you let shit get to your head, it's the same thing. It's mental masturbation. You're gonna think, oh, I'm actually that good, and then when it comes to that extra rep, you're not gonna do it. The extra 2 minutes of cardio, you're not gonna do it. The extra rep for your calf raises, you're not gonna do it because you're that good, aren't you? And whether or not you think about it, it's the way we work subconsciously. And so when people were like, "Oh, Matt's gonna turn pro, Matt's gonna turn pro," or like, "You think you're gonna turn pro?" When they ask me those questions, I would dead ass not even reply to them. I would just like not talk about it until I went on the fucking the stage on the show day. I won the class and I got my pro card, and then said, "Boom, that's what's up, guys. Got it." There's no need to have other people stroke your ego for the sake of you feeling better. Do the fucking work. Let the actions do the talking, because that's the real reward. That's the real reward. Literally, you get the release of success when you do something that you actually said you would do, or that you actually believe you would do. In this case, for me, it was turning pro. So, guys, girls, even, how do you fix this? How do you stop doing this intellectual masturbation, this mental masturbation? Like, how do you cut it off at the base? It's very simple, but simple shit usually easier said than done. You fix it by shutting the fuck up and getting to work. Tough love. You didn't know you need it, now you have it. That's there's your answer. That's exactly what I did, and it helped me stay focused and even exceed my goals. It's why, honestly, you guys only knew I was competing at my last show when I was like 4 weeks away. I didn't really say anything. I was just posting pictures like, hey guys, here's pictures. Like, you kind of know I'm going to be competing, but I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want you to give me this hype and all that stuff. I'm posting for updates. I'm posting because people are asking, not because I care for them to tell me how good I look. I kind of already know that, right? In context to that, I'm not trying to be like an egotistical dickhead here, but you get what I'm saying, right? You get what I'm saying. It's why I didn't talk about winning my pro card until I actually fucking won it. And that's a big one for most of you athletes here. The next year is my year to turn pro. Next year is my year to turn pro. Blah blah blah. And look, I'm not even teasing you. I'm not even dissing you because I did the same exact fucking thing. Is what I'm telling you. Back in 2000 and um 2017 in my bio. I don't know if any of you were following me back then, but in my bio I put IFBB Pro 2020. I said in 2020 I'm going to turn IFBB Pro, and that was say 2017. Technically, to give my old self credit, it happened a year after, so 2021. And the year that was 2020, there was no natural nationals, so nobody turned pro that year. So who knows? Maybe I could have done that. But outside of that, I opened my big fat mouth and said, I'm turning pro this year. I'm turning pro this year, whatever the fucking deal is. And I never turned pro. That nationals, the nationals after that, okay? And then finally the last nationals I did, right? But the whole point is I've made those mistakes. I've definitely opened my mouth so that people can, clap for me and say, oh, this guy's like, he's got his head on, you screwed on right, and he's going to do this shit without actually doing it. And it felt like hell every single time I went to the show and I didn't get the pro card because that's what I was telling people I was going to do. And that instead of that, I just said, you know what, I'm going to shut the fuck up, get to work. And if I get my pro card, I get my pro card. And I'm not talking about it until I get it. And there are so many things that you guys and girls can do that with in your life that will help you stay on track when it comes to your fitness. Oh, I'm not going to eat junk food, 3 days this week. Da 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 da. You're telling everybody the whole. Oh wow, this guy's finally getting in control here. Then you have one whole week where you just eat junk food every day. What's going to happen to your mental state once people realize that you flaked on your own self after opening your big fat mouth? You're going to start to doubt yourself. You're never going to want to do shit again. You're never going to trust the words that come out of your mouth. And because of that, everything that you, I guess, believe is possible becomes impossible. Does that make sense? Again, it's the reason why I didn't talk about winning my pro card until I actually won it. And it's also why, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you, with all due respect to people that, bump into me in the gym or message me on social media, it's also the reason why I'm probably not going to tell you what my next move is until it's too late for you to even give me hype. Because I need to be with myself working and not getting free hype and bum slaps off of random people. So my next show, my pro debut, I'm not telling you guys until I'm telling you guys. Because I don't need that false sense of hype. I don't need the cheap dopamine. I don't need to mentally masturbate because that's going to hold me back. I've done that shit before and it sucks ass. I cannot afford to lose my momentum to appease my ego. I'm going to repeat that again. I cannot afford to lose my momentum to appease my ego. And neither should you. All right? I get it. People will still ask you, yo, what are your big plans for 2023? Like, you gotta, what are your plans? Oh, you're starting a business, or you're doing this? What are your plans? People are gonna ask you, and like, they're human beings. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But you can tell your plans and minimize it. You don't have to tell everything. You can just say, well, I've got something coming up. Literally, that's enough to say without even specifying. If you even want to reply. If you don't want to reply, that's 100% cool too. You don't owe people explanations. Don't give out all the details or just say you're thinking about it. Like, you can literally just say, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Don't even give them the certainty or the position to give you that, oh, wow, good for you. Like, just calm it down, neutralize it. You don't need the bum slaps. You don't need any of that fake motivation where they're clapping for you for shit you haven't done. It's just going to hold you back. You feel good for those 3 seconds, I promise. But when you fucking fumble the ball, it hurts hard. You're going to want to crawl into your shell and just bang your head on the wall. Why the fuck did I open my mouth? Is what you're going to say. I promise you, you probably have something that you can relate this to in your life already. But if you haven't, take my examples. Take my examples. Use them. Use my mistakes. I promise. It's the worst feeling. One of the worst feelings ever. Lower the expectations and then shatter them with your results. Talk less. Do more. No, I don't want to hear your New Year's resolution. I'm not fucking interested in participating in your masturbation fest, period. I'd rather see you at the top than hear you talk about it. Take yourself seriously, for Christ's sake. God is watching. All right? That's it. That's all. If you like this episode, share it out with a friend. I hope I was able to deliver a valuable experience to you guys and girls today. Thank you so much for your precious time and attention. Also, I said at the start of this episode that I have something super special to tell you at the end of the episode, which is this. If you want to lose 25 to 30 pounds and become a part of the Natural Nomad Academy with me, IFBB Pro Matt Butale as your head coach. I want to let you know the prices will be increasing on December 31st, 12 a.m. So if you want to lock in a fucking juicy price with IFBB Pro Matt Butale as your head coach, hit me up. Give me a DM on any social media platform. You can just search Matt Butale on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, everything. Matt Butale, you'll find me. Give me a DM and I'll see if you'll be a good fit. We do not take on everybody. You got to be a good fit. All right. Don't forget to screenshot and share this to your Instagram story or wherever you watch this on, whichever social media platform. Share it out to a friend, DM it to a friend, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, share it to a friend. All right. Tell a friend, because I'm sure if you got value from this, someone else will too. Someone else needs to hear this message. All right. Let's embrace your inner meathead together. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. IFBB Pro Matt Butale signing out. Boom. Podcast is recorded. Dope. I really wanted to get that one out. That was good. I feel really good about that. I'm going to look at some of the comments here if there are any, but outside of that, I'm going to shout out everybody that joined and then hit the gym real shortly. Yo, Nathan, what's good? I see you. Mitch, Lizzie, Duke, Tyson, Carson, Div. I see you, bro. W. You know what it is, bro? Leg day, huh? Yeah. Lisa, what's good? Appreciate it, Lisa. Lisa says, oh damn. I don't know what you going off about there though. Abu was good. It sure did. Ben, my guy. Tether with your nether regions. Lisa, you're killing me, man. Thank you, Lizzie. This is a beanie or a toque? It's really a toque. I don't wear beanies. The average natural, what's up? Lifts, you're pretty secretive in general. Yes, I'm pretty secretive. OMG, your avatar is everything. Thank you. Appreciate it. I like your tough love. Yes, harshness, but you're right. Such a potty mouth. Don't kill me. You crack me up, Lizzie. Ben says facts. You know what time we're on, bro. W, Duke, my fucking dude. Lizzie says makes sense. Arsh, thanks for joining. Shantae, thanks for joining. Arsh, what it is. MK Red, what's up? Tanner, thank you for joining. Yusuf says facts. I appreciate you for tuning in. Sagar, what's good? Sunjot Chima, long time. Glad to have you here. Yeah. Kev, what's happening? Anthony, I appreciate you for tuning in. Not much here on TikTok except for my boy Ian says, man like Matt, Yeah, it's me. You already know, man. Get out the group chat. Yes, sir. W, you already know what time it is. Let's go, Duke. Noah, thanks for tuning in. All right, people, that is it. That is all. I'll be back again tomorrow with another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. As you already know, stick around, stay tuned, keep your phone close. IFBB Pro Matt Butale signing out. Boom.